Alright, we're rolling.
We're rolling. Evening, folks.
Yeah,
Welcome.
evening.
Yeah. Shit fire. God damn.
Alright, so this is 30 Nights of Horror, Part 3. 31 Days of Horror,
Yeah.
Part 3.
Yeah.
And tonight we got serious.
Let me just preface by saying that I hate serious, scary movies.
And
I can't stand them.
God, I'm a total coward. Especially for certain types of scary.
I just can't. I couldn't even watch some of it because the anticipate. It's really not that what's happening is bad. It's not good, but it's just like I'm gonna have nightmares if I keep watching this. And
so about 30 minutes to go to the movie, we started screening, and Taylor would lift up a pillow and we'd mute it, and then I'd watch and kind of relay what was happening.
Yeah, I'm a puss. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Jeez. Anyway, first movie we watched tonight, because we watch a stupid one and we watch a serious one. First movie we watched tonight was
Phantasm.
Phantasm.
Wow, this movie was awful.
I would venture to say, of the stupid scary movies we've watched this far,
This was by far the worst.
worse. This is worse than Zombie Wars. This is just bad.
And there are 4 of these movies.
Yeah.
It goes up to Phantasm 4.
You've all seen them. You've been in the video rental store or whatever, and you've seen it there when you were younger.
Yeah.
Maybe is it on a VHS cassette or now a DVD or whatever, and you've seen it. It's like, hey, that's Phantasm 5 or Phantasm 13 or whatever.
So I guess this movie was big in the 80s on video disc or VHS or beta or something. Because it came out in 1979, and I just didn't get it. Whenever we initially saw this movie, the cover of it, it looks like there's a spaceship on it. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. But then when you start to look at it, it's labeled as zombies and sci-fi horror. And
There were no zombies.
no zombies in this movie at all. Arguable.
I guess under the terminology of what a zombie, the living dead.
You could argue that, but I think you'd have to stretch it.
Oh, you'd have to stretch so far. I mean, these were like midgetized versions of dead people. They look like Ewoks, not Ewoks, but Jawas.
Jawas, yeah. So the whole movie we kept going ding 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 ding, which is, if you don't know the reference, that's of course Spaceballs.
Yeah. Jeez.
Wow, it was just so bad. Okay,
Yeah.
to preface this movie, to tell you kind of what it's about, this kid's parents are dead and long dead, and
Brothers. There's 2 brothers. One's older. One's like in his probably early 20s. You'd say?
yeah, he's in his 20s, and then the other kid is 13, and he follows his brother around everywhere
Because he's afraid he's gonna just leave
or something. He's got a lot of abandonment issues that are unresolved.
Anyway, the brother's in this little folky type band thing, and one of their guys gets killed by this chick that stabs him, and he gets killed.
And it's they say it's a suicide, but we get to see him die, so we know that he was.
Yeah, that's another thing. He gets stabbed in the right here, which I guess you could do, but unless you're samurai or something crazy, or you're hopped up on crack or something, I don't know. It'd take a lot to stab yourself and die.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I mean, even the samurai have somebody sitting on the side to cut their head off.
Yeah, I mean, and they they shove it in soft tissue here. We're not talking like anyway.
Anyway, it was bad.
Yeah,
and how it was labeled a suicide, I'll never know.
Bullshit. Anyway, the kid's at the funeral. He's not there because he had issues with when he saw his parents get buried because he had nightmares or something. Anyway, he follows his brother there, hiding in the bushes, watching everything go down. And there's this giant man that after everybody leaves, lurchy type guy. After everyone leaves, he's in charge of the mortuary. And the young man, the little boy, sees him by himself, the big guy, pick up the coffin and shove it in the back of a hearse.
Yeah, and it's got to weigh like 500 pounds or more.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a solid wood box with a dead body inside.
Yeah.
Dead weight weighs, it weighs way more, but it's harder to move.
Yeah. But anyway, he puts it in there, so the boy knows something's up, and he's going nuts. And long story short, the big guy at the mortuary is like taking people.
He's some kind of alien slave driver.
Yeah.
And he takes the dead bodies and they smush them into miniaturized versions still have the same density.
The explanation we got for that, the planet that they belong to, they go to, is got a higher rate of gravity, and it's something like that. Did you not catch that?
No, I caught that.
Okay,
I was trying to think of the other reason. There were two.
There were two
but
reasons.
the big one was gravity.
Gravity,
and
yeah.
then the little portal door they went through to get to the other world was short. So maybe that played into it.
If you want to make your
one-size door.
Yeah. If you want to make yourself an army of slave Jawas, they'll fit in a 55-gallon plastic drum.
Oh, and then the best quote in the movie was,
yeah. The boy's getting chased by one of these Jawas, and the older brother catches up with him, breaks off with the young lady. He meets a lady in a bar. And they go out to the cemetery.
The same lady that killed his friend. So it's set up.
Right, it's set up, and she's trying to kill him too. And they go out to the cemetery to make whoopee and whatever, which I've never understood.
And especially a cemetery.
Yeah,
that's just
no. That's what I'm getting at. Is I don't understand making whoopee. I got, but making whoopee in a cemetery, I don't understand. It's like
that's like some kind of weird fetish. I don't get that one.
Anyway, he's in the middle of what have you, and he catches his brother, starts yelling and screaming and heading off in the woods. Anyway, he catches up with him. He's like, it was probably just
just some gopher in heat.
Gopher in heat. Oh,
so when you hear a creepy little hooded creature,
it's probably
just a gopher in heat.
Yeah. Watch out for them gophers. They like to burrow. Yeah. You don't want that. So anyway,
moving on. This movie, it gets a 1. We didn't even finish it.
Fast forward, finished it, and
just to see how this piece of trash was
all this. By the way, they got the bad guy. The boy got the bad guy. Shoved him down a mine shaft. Rocks fell on top and whatever. And then all of a sudden, his brother's dead in a car crash.
Yeah, there's like a freak car wreck. His brother's dead, and then he goes upstairs after being consoled by the last remaining band member.
Yeah.
And gets pulled through a mirror by some kind of zombie slave.
Right,
and the
lurchy dude standing in the corner shows up in a mirror.
Yeah.
What a surprise. And
so it's this total setup for a sequel.
Yeah.
And I'm not watching the sequel. I'm not interested at all. Or the sequel or the sequel.
Right, it's just ridiculous.
I'm done with the first installment.
Yeah.
It doesn't go past there for me.
There are very few instances where the sequels are the trequel.
Or the quickwell.
Yeah. The third, it's very few instances where the second, third, or fourth movie in a franchise is any better than the first.
Yeah. A good example of that would be a more recent example would be Saw. Where just as they keep going, you reach a point of absurdity.
I saw the first one and it wasn't. I had problems with the issue behind why the guy was doing stuff.
Oh yeah.
But other than the fact that he's insane, other than that, just going on. If that's your thing, more power to you. But
I enjoyed the first one because it was more about the people themselves rather than why they were there.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have to say you enjoy that movie is a difficult thing to say anyway.
Yeah.
I appreciated what it was trying to do.
Yeah. I didn't care for it particularly.
And then the second and third one, they just get more about the torture, and it's like I understand that maybe it serves some kind of purpose in the storytelling, but mostly it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
But that's off on a whole...
Anyway, so the serious movie we got tonight, we got it in the mail. It's Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, this movie got a lot of buzz. A lot of people have seen this movie and have hyped it up quite a bit.
Justified.
Yeah, it was very freaky.
Yeah. I have reservations because I don't care for it, but it's that type of movie for me where it's so freaky for me that I don't like it. I don't enjoy watching it. I probably won't ever watch it again.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah. The suspense was all in the right places. The little or no music. It was more of a shot from a home video type of a thing.
Yeah.
Type setup.
And normally I don't care for that kind of movie. Blair Witch was amazing once.
It was new. It was
unlike anything else.
Right.
It was amazing one time.
Yeah.
Cloverfield, I didn't like at all. I just didn't care for Cloverfield. Quarantine was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's one that I would recommend every Halloween.
Yeah.
And had we not already watched it previous to Halloween, it would have been on our Halloween list. So next year it'll probably go on the Halloween list.
But your typical Paranormal Activity is about this couple, boyfriend and girlfriend. They live in California, I think in San Diego.
San Diego.
She has been haunted or chased, if you will, by a demonic force. We're told later in the movie, explain that it's not a ghost. It's actually a demon force. And she's been chased by this thing for about 13 years or so, I think, since she was 8.
Since she was 8,
yeah.
And then she had another visitation when she was 13.
Right.
And then a more powerful visitation this time,
Yeah.
we're not told how old she is.
Yeah.
She's a college student, so you can assume she's at least 17 at the youngest.
The youngest, yeah. Which
At
I'd
the
place
very
her.
youngest.
I'd place her on the end of her college year, so 21, 22 maybe.
Yeah, at the very least 20.
Yeah. So anyway, they start seeing the boyfriend in the situation, kind of a douche.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
He was a dick the whole movie.
Not very understanding at all. Not very sympathetic. Very much just I want to do things my way. And
well, he was he was arrogant.
yeah, and he was in charge of he's the one that brought in the camera and they videotaped everything and the guy the expert that they had come in and say he was a psychotic or psycho.
He was a psychic.
Yeah, he's a psychic. Thank you. He came in and he said,
"Stupendous yappy."
Stupendous yappy. The boyfriend at the very end, wasn't taking the psychic very seriously, and the guy's like, the boyfriend's like, well, we'll just get a Ouija board, ask it what it wants, and it'll go away. And the guy's like, don't do that. That
and if
bad.
you've ever seen The Exorcist, you don't mess with Ouija boards.
Right.
Captain Howdy will get you.
Yes. Captain Howdy you don't fuck around with.
No. Captain Howdy's bad.
And when you're told it's a demon, and there are people that take care of these sort of things, that's when you call them.
You go get Zelda, and she'll open the portal for the poltergeist to do its thing.
Yeah.
Clowns, bad.
Yeah.
Poltergeist, bad.
Yeah.
Demons and Captain Howdy,
bad.
Bad.
Those all range in the bad area. You want to get those taken care of, It's worse than a backed up toilet,
Oh yeah, and we've had experience with that recently.
Yeah.
I'd much rather deal with
backed up toilet
than demonic presence.
Yeah. So by the end of the movie, she actually ends up getting possessed, and he dies, and she dies. So, unpleasantness, and I think that's what the whole goal was about for the demon, was torture and...
it seemed like the whole... Yeah. I think had it only been her, the demon probably would have just done its business and let well enough alone and come back.
Yeah, revisited later.
But he kept aggravating it and taking it to the next level.
Right.
And I think...
Another good rule, don't piss off demons. Or ghosts, for that matter,
Yeah.
Ghosts might not be as bad as demons, but you just don't want to piss them off.
Yeah. And apparently, ghosts are the spirits of dead human beings.
Right.
Whereas demons are
not human at all.
In nothing related to human.
Yeah.
So we have no frame of reference.
So, anyway, a lot of scary scenes in this movie, a lot of freaky stuff. And,
it was...
It's intense, man. It's,
It's a difficult watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really good.
I wouldn't say I would rewatch it.
No, and see, that's my reservation here. I'm giving it a 3. I'm giving it a conditional 3. And the condition is that this is a movie that is really, really it's a real quality film, but I don't want to watch it again. So it gets a 3 because I don't want to rewatch it, but it's getting a conditional 3 because, a movie of this quality would automatically rank into a 4 otherwise.
Yeah. Normally this would get a 4 for us, but since it's difficult just to... I don't enjoy watching it. I didn't enjoy watching it, so I'll give it a 3 for that reason. So, but anyway, if you want a really good scare, that's our 1 minute mark. If you want a really good scare, check out Paranormal Activity.
Definitely, of the movies we've watched so far, this is the best.
Yeah.
Easily. And I could see this easily being the best at the end of the day, too.
Yeah. There were several instances in this movie having... Well, I won't get into that because I don't have time.
Yeah.
Anyway, check it out. I'll get this posted and everything.
Yeah. And do not watch it on October 7th.
Yeah.
We got lucky and watched it on the 6th.
Yeah.
So, don't watch it on the 7th, though. It's just too intense.
Yeah. Peace out. Have a good day. Think happy thoughts.
Yeah.
Go Bob Ross about things.